welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me talking about creators and friends and testing out some new makeup, some makeup that I received on the trip, some makeup I purchased myself, some makeup that was sent in PR. I got a little mix of everything here. I am going to link everything down in the description box that I have on my face, whether I do it on camera or off camera. It's down in the description box, and you'll have to stay tuned. At the end of the video, I am doing a giveaway. I am going to give away 2 Fantasy Cosmetica palettes that I received while I was on the trip. I already own them, so I want to gift them to one of you. So please stick around, see the details about that if you want to enter. So if you enjoy this while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you enjoy Get Ready With Me's. I don't do them that often, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Subscribe if you like makeup, okay? Hello, I'm here to get ready, chat about the trip, use some new products. Let's start off with primer. Listen, if you've been here before, I'm not a giant primer person. I have oily skin, so when I saw this Milk Cloud Glow showing up at my door, I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to test it for the oily gals and guys out there. So I did receive this in PR from Milk Makeup. The package is so pretty. So the claims are, it's a priming foam, glow boosting base smoothing. Okay, 1 pump to prep and brighten. Use it as a first step in your makeup routine or wear it alone on a no makeup day. I don't know what that is. For a fresh glow. Let's do it. I have already moisturized my face. This retails for $28. It is itty bitty. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. I didn't realize it was gonna be that small. Yep, this is the actual size. I was wondering if they maybe sent me a sample size. No, this is the size that's listed on Sephora. So 1 pump. I'm gonna do 2. It smells like soap with a hint of coconut. It feels really nice. It almost becomes like watery on the skin. Oh, it smells really good. The scent is nice. Like I said, it has a little bit of a coconutty scent, but it's not overwhelming. Okay, so I'm gonna let that permeate my skin while I do my eyes. So on the Creators and Friends trip, I feel so lucky. We got so much makeup and skincare. For eyeshadows today, I just kind of want to show you what I got and then I'll tell you what I'm going to use. So Surat Beauty sponsored one of the meals and they gifted us a lot of stuff, but this was their little eyeshadow quad. It's the Beyond Beige eyeshadow quad. Look at the cover, how beautiful. Very luxurious products. You know that has me written all over it. But I don't think I'm gonna use this today. I am gonna do like a separate Instagram Reel, YouTube short using all of the Surat products. So that I will save for another time. Another thing I'm not gonna use because I already own these 2 palettes. Fantasy Cosmetica also gifted some products. The Bard and the Druid, 2 absolutely beautiful palettes. And I am gonna be giving these away. And I'm sure I said in the intro, I'm doing a giveaway at the end of the video. So stick around if you wanna win these palettes. They are honestly so beautiful. The Druid is like a gorgeous, greeny, grungy palette. Fantasy Cosmetica shadows are just like top notch. And then the Bard, I love. It's a little more of a warm tone, still kind of leaning neutral, but with some pops of color. So super excited to give one of these or give these to one of you. So I'm not going to use these today either. For my mattes, I am going to use some mattes from the Sigma Cool Neutrals. I've talked about this already, like in a new makeup releases. I am going to do a dedicated 2 looks video to this. So stay tuned for that, but this palette looks so beautiful. I did say in my new makeup releases that the inspiration behind this, we talked to the owner of Sigma, based around the stone agates. So it's not all gray cool tones, which honestly I appreciate. I'm not much of a straight up gray cool tone shadow lover anyway, so I like that this has variety. I am gonna pull in some mattes from this today. And then for my shimmer, you guys, CLIONADH Cosmetics gifted us a bunch of their stained glass shadows. I was so freaking excited about this because I've always wanted to try CLIONADH and it's pricey. And it should be because they're hand-pressed, beautiful multi-chrome shadows. But I'm absolutely going to pop one of these on my lid. While I was there, I did use this like super bright lime green one and I loved it. So let's start off with the cool neutrals and then I'll start talking to you about the trip finally. So I'm going to go into Talisman right here on a fluffy brush. Super light. And just put this through the crease. So I will say when I was first asked to go on this trip, it was a long time ago. It was, I want to say last summer was when the invitations went out and I cried. I'm just a little old, tiny creator over here. And at the time, I had kind of chatted to a couple of people that had went to Charleston. I had chatted with them on Instagram, but I wasn't really friends with any of the people that were on the trip last time. And it's invite only, by the way. So like you have to be recommended by someone that went on the trip for the next trip. So when I got the invitation, I was like, are you joking me? Because as a newer, smaller content creator, I've been watching some of these creators for years and years. And I look up to them so much. And in my mind, especially at that point, I almost felt like they were a celebrity in my eyes, if that makes sense. So I was honestly, truly shocked that I was invited. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna go in with Condor over here, just like a deeper brown. So then in the fall of last year, I went to Disney with a few of the creators, or like a handful of people actually. And I was so glad that I did that because I was able to meet them in person before this trip. That was like something I was really looking forward to. Of course, just like being with them and going to Disney, but I was like, oh, I'm so excited to meet some people before the trip. That way, you know, I feel a little more comfortable going in, that I'm not just like not knowing anybody. And I got to really get to know Angelica. So that was awesome. And then I ended up going to Austin and staying with her and her husband in their new home. And then I also connected with Allie Dawson and Betty Jean, who live very close to me. So I actually hung out with them a couple days before New Orleans. Them and our husbands, we all went on like a boat trip and it was really, really cool. So when I arrived at Creators and Friends, I was the last person to arrive. My flight was pretty late in the day on Tuesday. I kind of walked in halfway through dinner and dinner was catered at the Airbnb. I've been to New Orleans before, so like actually going to New Orleans wasn't like a big draw for me. I liked New Orleans the first time. I didn't love it. I also had a different experience. That's a whole nother story. But I was just excited to be part of this event. It could have been in a trash can down the road from my house and I would have been excited to participate. So I showed up and I was kind of just overwhelmed with all the people that were there, but Betty Jean was so sweet. She called me or texted me right as I was pulling up and she's like, let me come out, help you with your bags and show you to your room before you encounter everybody. That way you're not overwhelmed. And I thought that was so nice of her to do that. And my room, I ended up having my own room. I had told the organizers ahead of time that like I didn't care who I roomed with. At the time when I was invited, I didn't know anybody anyway. And I said, if someone needs a roommate, go ahead and just stick me with them. It's not really like, I don't care who I'm rooming with, basically is what I said. So I ended up having my own room and I was on the 3rd floor. There were 3 floors. The Airbnb was absolutely beautiful. It was obviously like a unit that has 3 separate Airbnbs that they rent out. But with so many of us there, they rented the entire thing out to us. And the 3rd floor was the grandma floor, okay? We were all like early to bed, early to rise people, which is right up my alley. If you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm at the gym at 6 o'clock every morning. And I go to bed at like 8:30. So we were all on the same wavelength, which was fun. I got to know so many people on the trip and on my floor and spent the most time with the people on my floor, obviously, and it was so wonderful. A couple of people that honestly I was starstruck by and were so wonderful. Jen Loves Reviews, who's now known as Jen Loves. I've been watching her since the dawn of time and I was so excited to meet her and she was on my floor. I was like, oh, casual, like I'm sharing a bathroom with Jen Loves Reviews. And she was so, so nice, so kind, exactly as you would see her or exactly as you would presume she would be watching her channel. And it was so cool. So That night, we also did our secret sister gifts. Everybody was assigned a person to buy a gift for, and so we traded gifts. I put the NYX glitter primer on my lid, as you just saw. I'm gonna go in with this shade. What's it called? It looks so beautiful. It's called Archway. It looks so beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm just gonna pick it up with my finger. Oh my goodness. How freaking beautiful is that? So for the secret sister, I had Amy Loves Makeup, and I've been watching her for a while too. I was kind of thankful I had somebody that I kind of could get an idea of what they might want. And I ended up getting her some candles, which everybody loves candles. And then I also got her a Harry Styles air freshener for the car and a Harry Styles keychain because I know she likes Harry Styles. She seemed to like the gift, so that was cool. And it was really fun watching everybody open their gifts, and like just by watching people opening their gifts, I got to kind of know them a little bit. Heather Austin had me, and she got me this, it's in my hamper right now, but she got me this crew neck with a little graphic of a book opening with flowers coming out of it, which, if you know me, I love to read. And then she also gave me like a little pad of paper, like a to-do list pad of paper. So, so nice. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And something else I forgot to say is when I walked into my room, everybody had all this Sigma swag out on their bed. It was so cool. Like we got a hat, we got a crew neck, we got some pajamas, we got a tote bag. I'm actually drinking my iced coffee out of the Sigma cup that we got. It just felt so cool, and it honestly felt surreal. Like, how am I a part of this? I don't even know what's going on. The next day, the early morning crew, we got up and we went and had coffee and some breakfast at a nearby coffee shop because we were going to have brunch, but the brunch wasn't until 11. And for me, like 11 o'clock, I'm eating lunch, you know? So we all got up, walked to a coffee shop. It was a little bit breezy. I'm from Florida, okay? So for me, it felt divine to have a little bit of a breeze. Really, really nice. And then we had a lunch sponsored by Surratt Beauty. I've never tried anything from the brand before, so I was very excited to try them and give them a shot. And like I said, all of the products seemed really luxurious, kind of more luxury type of makeup. And I'm not super familiar with luxury makeup, so I will be doing short form content on their stuff that they gave us, like I already said. I have to put my mascara on while not talking, so I'll be right back.
3 hours later.
I'm going to apologize right now. I absolutely had to turn my air conditioning on because I'm melting. So I know that you can hear it. I do apologize. Hopefully it will kick off, like off in a few. Okay, so after having this primer on my face for, I don't know, 20 minutes, it doesn't feel like anything. Like I feel like it just sunk into my skin. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna find out. I am going to use my go-to foundation just so I know like how it's going to react. So this is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint in shade 5. This one stays pretty good on me. It does get oily after like all day wear, but it's not anything too crazy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to wear with the Milk makeup underneath. I don't have a new concealer to wear, so I'm just gonna use my tried and true JOA Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. So that night we were getting dressed up for formal night, sponsored by Sigma, and they did say that they were launching a new eyeshadow palette, so that the dinner was kind of in celebration of the new eyeshadow palette. So I'm always down for an eyeshadow palette. You know this. And if you've been here before, you know I love Sigma's eyeshadow formula. I think it's phenomenal. So I was very excited about it. So we all got dressed up and we got picked up in a party bus. Now, if you're not familiar with what a party bus is, it's basically a bus where you can have, like I've been on one before. One of my friends, bachelor/bachelorette, like Jack and Jill, they had a party bus that brought us to a casino. So it's kind of just like a fun way of transporting a party. They have music, sometimes they have like flashing lights. So I was definitely looking forward to it. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. We walked on the bus and we were greeted by Sigma staff with a glass of champagne if you wanted it, or mocktails if you didn't want it. And there was dancing. They took the long way to the restaurant. And we just had so much fun. My face was hurting by the end of the night from laughing and smiling so much, just like watching people dance, have fun. It was a ball. And then the dinner was beautiful. I just felt like a princess. I don't know. While we were waiting for the party bus, I had like a chartreuse green dress and I wore one of the CLIONADH shadows, this one here, to match my dress. And Patty Alonso, okay, another person who I was so like starstruck meeting, she like yelled from across the way. She was like, I love your dress and your eye makeup matching it, the whole look. It looks beautiful. I was like, me? Okay, thanks. Like so casual. And I sat with her on the party bus and she was so sweet, so easy to talk to. I was asking about her trip that her and her husband took to Italy recently. And she was just so kind, so nice. So I was so excited to meet her. After dinner, we came home. We did like a Survivor style auction. Now, I've never watched the show Survivor, but apparently on the show they do this where you get like fake money and then they auction off prizes. And sometimes you know what the prize is gonna be and sometimes you don't know. And it was so fun watching people like fight each other, not really fight each other, but fight each other for these prizes. It was so much fun. I don't know, it just felt so cool to be in that environment. As such a small creator, like nobody cares about your follower count. Nobody's asking like how many subscribers you have. We're talking about like sometimes talking about YouTube stuff, but more talking about life, you know? It was just such a cool thing to be a part of. All right, the next product I wanna try is something I bought myself. This is the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I did get one sent to me from Ulta and it came shattered. Shocking. So this is my second one. This is in the shade Deserve Butter. Light, medium, neutral is how it's described. It definitely has a slight pink undertone, at least the one that shattered and that got all over my pants. It almost looked like a blush. I bought this from Ulta, like I just said. It retails for $10. The packaging is so hard to open if you have nails. Warning. I do like the pan like swirl. Looks really pretty. So we're gonna give this a shot. Definitely very pigmented. This might be a little too deep for me. Wow, okay. It's definitely got a very strong pink undertone. Actually, I could probably use this as a blush. So then the next day, which was Thursday, we were able to have a nail polish making class with CLIONADH Cosmetics. It was so much fun. So they first instructed us how to create one of their new polishes that they are coming out with. They had pre-mixed like all these pigments for us and showed us how to create it. And then they allowed us to make our own creations, our own concoctions. It was so fun. Like I can absolutely see why they were saying like, oh, we love our jobs, just playing with like different color combinations. I'm like, I totally can understand. I could have sat there all day mixing nail polishes. Absolutely could have seen that. I was like, yeah, I can see that. So I made a few polishes. It was a lot of fun. And we also got gifted some of their new highlighters. I'll pop up some close-ups and swatches. So these are the Fruit Lighters. I do believe they said that they are coming out at the end of April, if I'm not mistaken. I did get 3 shades and they look so beautiful. I'm not gonna use them today, but definitely one in the future that I will be using. So I'm gonna use this new shade of the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I got one of the new shades. This is in the shade Not Too Much, and it looks like a really pretty like rose with a brown undertone. Now I will say, upon swatching this, this powder blush is a little bit more on the glowy side compared to, I have one of the original ones, one of my favorite blushes in my collection. This is the Do We Know Her shade. And I feel like the blush in this is true matte. This one is more like a satin with a glow, almost like his blush palette that he came out with. So I'm interested to give this a shot. I'm gonna do what he usually suggests, which is use the powder first and then go on top with the cream. And then on Thursday night, we had a cocktail dinner, and that was sponsored by Archway Cosmetics, which you guys know if you've been here before. They are one of my favorite brands ever, 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 ever. So we were able to see the new Spring Magic collection that was laid out for us when we got to the dinner. We were able to swatch and play with the palette, also the blush palette, the liquid highlighters, and the gloss. And we are getting sent the palette in PR. So I'm very excited once that's in my hand, and I actually ordered all the rest of the products because I want the whole collection. So as soon as that is here, I'm going to make a video on it. Don't you worry. And the dinner was so beautiful. It was so yummy. I had this risotto, which was amazing. It was such a wonderful weekend. Getting to know everybody was so wonderful, and it just felt surreal. Like I said, I think of myself as a YouTuber, quote YouTuber or content creator, but I still think of myself as Rachel like 4 years ago watching YouTube and like looking at all these people and never believing I would be here. I'm gonna go in with the cream now. Let's just bounce this on top very lightly. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Definitely more of a glow, which I'm okay with. It looks so pretty. I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I'm gonna pick this Sigma palette back up, and I'm gonna take a flat definer brush with Condor and just run that underneath my lash line. If you guys have any specific questions for me about the trip, you can go ahead and leave them down in the comments, and I'm happy to respond and answer them if I can. It was also so great to meet Samantha March and Simbri, the two organizers. I was so excited to meet them. I'm gonna take a pencil brush and go in with Talisman and blend that out. I'm not gonna use anything in here as an inner corner highlight. I don't feel like there's anything perfect for me. But as usual, I'm gonna go into a Blend Bunny palette, and I'm gonna take the matte white. This is the All Done Up palette, and just pop this in the inner corner. It's just always so nice. Like, I feel a huge difference since meeting other content creators, being able to talk to other people that do what I do. You probably know the feeling if you have a job where you have coworkers, where you can like lean on your coworkers. You can talk about things you're going through, and they understand because they're also going through it. You know what I mean? And this job, if you don't connect with other people, it's very difficult to like figure things out or to like just have someone to talk to. And like, of course I could talk to my husband, but he doesn't understand everything I'm going through because he's not going through it. You know what I'm saying? Even in my actual like everyday job, which I teach dance, I am an independent dance teacher. So I don't teach with other people in the studio. I teach by myself. And I used to be in a studio that had, 6, 7, 8 instructors, and I was the boss of them, but that's a whole nother thing. I still told them what was going on and the things on my mind. But when you have coworkers, it's a completely different feeling. You feel some sort of team. You feel like you can lean on them, you can ask for help, you can give help. And so I feel like I finally have connected with people that go through what I go through, and they're all so wonderful. Nobody I encountered was snobby or rude or anything. Like, everybody's just there to support each other, and it's such a wonderful feeling to be part of that. I feel honored to be part of it. And I want to thank you guys, because if you weren't here watching my channel, I would not have kept on going. So many of your comments make me want to keep going. And so thank you. Thank you for that. One other new product I want to try is this one from Patrick Ta. Another thing that I purchased myself. It's one of his new lip products. So this is the plumping gloss. Oh, the plumping gloss isn't new, but it's one of the new shades. So this is in the shade Obviously. It's a really pretty like brown with a pink undertone. Let's just put it on without lip liner and see what it looks like. Tastes like something familiar. That is gorgeous. I can definitely tell it's gonna be spicy because I got some on my tongue and my tongue feels like it's burning, so. All right, and this is the finished look. I'm all about it, okay? I am all about it. So in conclusion, I had the time of my life at Creators and Friends. My only like qualm is I wish it was longer because there were so many people there. There were like 40 people there. And I don't feel like I got enough time with every person that I wanted to get time with. You know what I mean? There were so many people there that I didn't get to know just because there was so many people. There was so much going on, which was wonderful. But I was talking to Angelica Neefus and she was saying next time she thinks she's going to stay like an extra day or like come early. I think that's a great idea just so I can like maybe connect with some people that are doing the same, like staying or going early, because there were so many people. I wanted to get to know everybody, but overall, it was so, so amazing. And thank you, Sam and Simbury, if you're watching this. You guys are amazing. You're queens. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. So thank you. And thanks to all the brands that sponsored and gifted things. I am in like makeup heaven. Makeup heaven. So giveaway, the rules are going to be down in the description box if you want to enter the giveaway. So once again, I am going to be giving away these 2 Fantasy Cosmetica palettes. They're phenomenal, and definitely check the rules down in the description box. How to enter, there will be a Google form for you to fill out if you want to enter. So that will be in the description box. I'm also going to stick a couple other things in the package as well. So get excited for that. But yes, I would love to know your thoughts. Do you have any questions about the trip? Do you want to just say hi to me? Just say hi to me down in the comments. I love hearing from you. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.